Okay, welcome back to another guide. Today we're going to be talking about Ember. If you didn't see the last guide where we talked about Jenny and went through the whole thing, it'll be on the screen at like the top right hand corner, so you can click on that, see the other guide. This guide will pretty much be the same thing where I'll go over the character, go over their strengths, go over their weaknesses, go over some good things that you can do with the character, what you can do with certain moves, certain combos and strings, and yeah, just things I do when I play the character, and just speaking about the character or whatever, just how I play them and things like that. So this is probably gonna be a long one. I think I have more to really speak about than the Jenny video, and yeah, I guess let's go and get right into it.
Three, two, one.
Right off the bat, Ember is a little bit slower. I want to say she's a little bit slower than Jenny. She's a little bit slower, and she also does way more damage. She does way more damage just off her normal attacks, like this one right here, 13 damage just off this alone. She can do her down charge that hits for like 15, and it does some insane knockback. She has a very strong hitting moves, and so you can stack up damage very quickly. She is a great all-rounder character, which her main problem is going to be just her getting back to stage, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. So when you're playing Ember, one of the main, I guess, gimmicks that you're gonna go into the character with is you want to play around the range on her guitar. Everyone, there's a lot of characters that play in like this closer melee range where they gotta be up like this close to you to like make hits, or maybe like this range. But Ember, she has this guitar. I did not mean to do the dash tag, my fault. She has like this range that you can play at with a guitar, which is a little slightly longer range. And also, if you played Smash, it's something like Marth or Lucina, where they have a thing on the tip of their weapons, on the tip of the sword, and you get like a little bonus damage and stuff like that. She has something like that on a couple of moves on the guitar. It's on the down air, it's on the light air forward, and it is also on the down light. So that's gonna be something that when you're playing this character, you want to have pretty good spacing. You want to be able to use and abuse the range that you can get off of this guitar, and also hitting the sweet spot of getting the stuff off the down light, or getting off of the air forward, or even this light air down. Light air down is very particular. I don't really use it that much, but it still has set up for some things that you could do. So notable moves. First one, upcharge. Let me turn on the hitboxes so you can see. Let's go into frame by frame. As you can see right here on the upcharge. Oh wait, let's go back. I went too fast. So it has a little bit of charge up. So when you're doing the upcharge, you will hit on both sides. Whatever side you are facing, you get more of a generous hitbox in front of you. You get a smaller hitbox behind you, but you will hit both sides of you, and they will get launched up into the flame, and they'll get vacuumed into it. And this is really good for people that are above you. Someone like, let's say they're jumping above you or whatever, you can throw this out, they'll just get sucked into it or whatever. If someone's like trying to fall on you, like a falling dare or something like that, you can do this. If they're on a platform above you, you can throw this out because it will go through platforms. It leads into a bunch of different moves. Like, can lead off of this, you can do that or whatever. It has some pretty good follow-ups, and it has some pretty good things that you can do with it. As you'll see, like there's like little examples or whatever that we play on the screen as well. Very good move, very good move. And just to show, oh wait, wrong way. As you can see, they weren't, and that killed like what, 94? Like I think killed like 94 or whatever. But as you can see, they weren't exactly on me, but it will suck them up into it. It will suck them up into it, as you can see. And then also there's a bunch of different things that you can slime cancel it into, and it's just a very good option overall. Something that you can do stacked instead of doing This one has like a wider hitbox. Like we can look at this. This one has a bit of a wider hitbox than the other one, the down charge. But personally, I would just probably use this. It's probably like not really a scenario that I'd be using the down charge. Probably a move I would really avoid unless I'm trying to deflect projectiles, because you know charge attacks can reflect projectiles in this game. So this probably would be a move that I would use it for. So forward charge. Let's talk about it. That killed. What more do you really need? Now I'm playing. So forward charge, let me reset the damage on landing. So forward charge, you throw out your guitar, and like I was saying, with the spacing on it, on a lot of these moves, you can see, let's go into frame by frame again. You throw it out, you get a pretty good distance in front of you, a pretty generous little hitbox here. And you can use this to, like, let's say they're on ledge or whatever. I like using it on ledge and throwing it out like this. When they get back on, like let's say they just hop on and shield, instead of going for a grab, you can do this and it can set up for a teeter, and then you literally can just hit it again. Like, there's really nothing stopping you from just doing it again. You can slime burst it if you want to do it even faster. Like, you can just keep pressure with that. You can set it up off of a couple things as well. You can set it up off the down light. You can set it up off of maybe you do a light air neutral, or you hit someone and trying to catch them falling, you hit them into this. This very good move of something that you can do from a little bit of an extended range, and also it's pretty much the same range of doing a light forward, but it's more commitment. You kind of don't recover as quickly. So very good move as well. Another notable move is going to be the downlight. This will be the first move in the kit that I'll be talking about that does have the sweet spot for the guitar. So I'll try to show it off right here in the frame by frame. You can see right here, if you hit the tip of the guitar, then they get sent back to you. If you do not hit the tip, then they just go straight up. So, like I said, what you want to do is you want to keep this in mind when you are playing her. If you're trying to go for the one that's straight up, you want to be closer to your opponent. If you're trying to do one that brings them back to you, then you want to be a little bit further away. And then that can lead up into a couple of follow-ups. You can do that into the up charge. You can do that into a nair. You could do that into actually a charge forward, even if you wanted to. So yeah, you could do a bunch of different things into it. You could do a charge forward at a higher percentage. We'll get into that. Do that later at like the combos and strings and things. But yeah, very good move. And then that's if you are doing this one where they bring them back to you. If you're doing the other one, then you can follow up with like a light air up. You can follow up with a charge move, and then you can burst that for even more damage. You can follow it up. Oh, my bad. Let's say you can follow it up with this. It's a good little setup tool that you can use. A bunch of different little things that you can do off of it, but very good, very good move. Very recommended. Forward light, talked about it before, just a little bit earlier. Same thing. Let's look at the frame by frame on this. You throw this shit out. I don't even know why the animation is like this. It's pretty weird. But as you see, way out ahead of you. This one doesn't have a sweet spot on it, but it does have just that very generous range that you're able to attack from, and you can send them back depending on how high they are. They'll get sent back or whatever, and different percentage, different knockbacks, all that stuff. But you can also use it to end combos, using it to end combos. Maybe I'll do like this, and then at the end I might charge forward and do a light, or I'll follow up after one of the strings. I like to do a downlight into a nair and then dash forward, and then sometimes you can follow up. Ooh, don't kill me. Then you could follow up with a light forward, depending on the percentage you do it at. But yeah, very good move for just poking. just poking or whatever, and it's quicker. Like I said, it's about the same range as doing the charge forward, but you recover a little bit quicker afterwards. That's a little bit more commitment going for the charge forward. So pretty good move, and nice for ending combos and getting them away from you and trying to keep them in that range. So air forward light is going to be another move that we have here that is going to have the sweet spot on it. Go into the frame by frame. It has a little bit of a startup on it, and as you can see, we're going to hit, and if you hit in the yellow circle right there in the middle, then you are going to spike downwards, which is going to be the tip of the guitar. Like I said, pretty much thing that you want to keep in mind the entire time you're playing this character. Is going to spike downwards, and if you hit anywhere else, if you hit at the top of the attack or you hit more towards the bottom, is going to send them up no matter what. You need to hit at the tip of this guitar so they can get spiked straight down. And let's go ahead and do that. As you can see right there, it's spiked there or whatever. So yeah, you'll know when you see that little effect right there. And then let me see if I can do a bad version of it. There we go. Oh no, actually no. Yeah, that was a bad version of it. But something like that. If you don't hit it right, then they won't actually get spiked downwards. And you can use that to follow up off of throws. You can follow up off of if they're falling off of a nair. Off a light air up, like we say in there. If you follow up after a light air up, you can follow up after a light down. You can follow up after a throw, like I said before. You can follow up off of a lot of moves with it and try to get a early KO, especially against like the heavier type of characters. You can follow up to get a early KO using this move, which can be really nice if you can just keep in mind of the spacing on it and also remember the startup that it starts up a little bit. So like see right here, she jumps up, she pulls it back, and it doesn't come out for at least like a second or two, and then that's when the move actually comes out. So just keep that in mind when you're playing her. Another move that I like actually a lot is going to be the charge forward neutral. Not my bad. Air charge forward. Air charge forward. I am saying all the wrong things today. So with this move, if you hit it, it will send them back. As you can see, it sent her directly behind me. No matter where you hit this move at, I'm trying to do it like this instead of trying to pop them up and do all that or whatever. But you can do this, and as you can see also, if you touch the ground before finishing the move, it just completely cancels. So just keep that in mind when you're doing this move, you're trying to short hop it or whatever and trying to time it correctly. But yeah, it will send them right behind you, and you can use that for, like, let's say you're in an engagement where they are in front of you while you're here and you're getting back on stage, and let's say you are able to land a light down or you're able to land this. Now you have them off stage and you can follow it with a charge air down. You can follow up with throwing a projectile out. You can try to just apply a little pressure. It just gives you the stage control. And also on the flip end of that, let's say that you're trying to extend the combo and that you have them, like, let's say right here, you can pull them back to stage and try to continue it like that. But yeah, very, 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 very cool move. Very, very cool move. I like it a lot. Like I said, it's very situational that you'll use it, but you can set up for a couple of different things off of it as well. And you'll see it like in the background clips of how I've used it and stuff like that. But yeah, so other notable move that I like to use a lot as well is the air up charge. So with this one, you can charge it up in the air, whatever. It's just like all the other charge moves. You can charge this one as well. You can charge this one. You can charge pretty much all the charge moves or whatever. So with this one, you can follow up off of things like a light up throw. You can follow up off a light down. You can follow up off of just basically anything that keeps it in the air, so you can keep your air joke going. The other thing about this move is that you can do the entire thing, you know, do this entire animation like you see there. But as you also seen right there, is before you touch the ground, well, if you touch the ground and it doesn't complete the entire thing, then you don't get the knockback that you'll get at the end of the entire move. So instead, you can do it and you can end it immediately. So you would do this by pressing the button again. So instead of doing the entire thing, I just did it a little bit, and then it just you just press it again, it ends it. So that could be useful in scenarios where you are about to touch the ground, you're trying to do it close to the ground or whatever, or, you know, let's say you're there at the edge of the hitbox. You can still move while doing it as well. So let's say they're at the edge of the hitbox or whatever, you can just hit the button again just to make sure you get the knockback off of the move or whatever. You can use this at the top of the screen, try to get little kill confirms and stuff. It does have a little bit of a hover, so let's say you're trying to get back to stage, you probably use this to try to cover yourself if someone's trying to get you. Just be mindful that it will send them up, so you won't be able to use this to like spike somebody or something like that, or unless they touch like the corner of the stage. But yeah, otherwise than that, very, very good move. You can use it to, you can slime cancel it into things like the up special. You can slime burst it into this up special, or even try to get a spike off of it or something like that if you cancel it. But pretty cool move. I like it a lot. Now, another good move, probably one of my favorite moves, is going to be this down air charge. This move throws out this projectile, and I'm actually not even sure if it gets bigger as it travels, or if I'm just tripping or whatever. But you throw this projectile that travels diagonally down from wherever you cast it. You hover a little bit when you use it, and it has 15 damage per hit, and it does some pretty good knockback. And if you hit someone who's like out here in this area, probably kill it. It could probably kill, depending on who the character is or whatever. And then also just very, very good for applying pressure. You can also hit it on the ground. So let's say someone is on the ground or whatever, you can throw it like this and hit them. So what I like to do is that if I happen to have someone on the ground like that, I'll run up and throw it. I like to throw that, or sometimes I'll mix up and throw out a little whatchamacallit, I would throw out the neutral special. I like throw out the neutral special. Sometimes I'll switch up, instead of doing this, I'll run up and do this. And you can also catch people on ledge. A very, very big note here is that some characters, you can catch them as they're coming up if they don't have if their special doesn't like completely block the projectile, then you're able to hit them as they are hitting the ledge if you just time it right. But yeah, other than that, good move. You can follow up by like having them on the ground or whatever. You can follow with this. I like using it to get back to stage because there is a little bit of a stall when you use it. When you throw out this move, you are not able to fast fall while doing it. You are stalled the entire time. You can only fast fall after the move is over, so just keep that in mind. So you will be locked into this animation for a little bit after using it. Yeah, pretty cool move. That is probably it for the notable moves that she has. All the other ones, they're alright. Not really nothing too crazy for all the moves that I didn't mention so far. Now, since you're probably wondering, we've talked about no special moves so far. We've talked about no special moves at all. And also, we haven't talked about her cheer meter. So let's go and go over that. So Ember has a thing called a cheer meter, which is going to be to the left of her profile picture that you'll see at the bottom of the screen where her health is. This cheer meter accumulates as you get more and more damage throughout the match. So as you can see right here, the meter goes up a little bit once I hit the NPC, and you get more and more meter as it goes on. And you only end up benefiting from this meter once the meter is full and your character gets a blue glow. I'm going to just keep hitting Ember here until it fills, just so I can show one of the effects. Okay, so as you can see, blue, meters filled, you heard like a little cheer or whatever. So when she is empowered by this cheer mode, by having all this cheer meter filled, her specials gain different properties. For example, the Ghost Punch from earlier, instead of being the normal blue Ghost Punch, is going to be blue, and it's going to move faster. It's going to move faster across the screen, and it's going to do more damage. If you're doing the side special, it is going to, instead of being a 4-part, it is going to be a 1-part, so you'll get all the damage out in just one go. And the down special will actually, instead, it'll have the same effects essentially of doing the meter burst version, meter burn version, where you use slime meter to do the down special. So it'll basically have the same effect of that, by having the extended stun time. So that is how the cheer meter works. You lose it when you die. That is the one thing about it, that it's going to be a use it or lose it type scenario. So when you get it, just plan accordingly, because there's certain setups that you can do off of some of your moves or whatever, and that's kind of cool. But it's more like a bonus to playing this character, if I'm being honest. I think her specials are kind of like, well, the cheer meter is like a bonus to her kit already, because like you only get one chance to use it. Because once you use it, you burn it, it's done. Like you'll see here, I'm just going to do the Ghost Punch just because. Actually, no, I'll do the side special. So as you'll see, used it, boom. Did all that. Did all the big damage or whatever. It did the big chord. And instead of doing the 1, 2, 3, 4 that you see right here, instead it did that big one, and all the damage is right there, which can be cool for certain scenarios. You might meter burn, and you might burst and then use that to probably confirm a kill or something like that. You can also use it in the air. So like, let's say you're trying to set up for something, you can do something with that. But like I said, I just think it's more so a bonus. I wouldn't play around the cheer meter. Like, cheer meter is just something that you kind of get as the game goes on, and you get it, cool. You don't get it, you're not really losing too much, at least in my opinion. It's not something that I think makes or breaks you in a match, but it's good to have. It's good to have. So like I said, specials, I guess we'll go over them. You have the up special. This up special is pretty bad as far as getting back to stage. You can do some things with it, like I said, off of this. So you can like meter burn it and do the up special out of that, out of doing the charge air up. When you get back up on the stage, it can hit enemies that are standing here on ledge. It will also block projectiles, and that is going to be one of her biggest weaknesses, which is going to be just the recovery in general, trying to get back on the stage. And I'll touch on that. I have to touch on that later on her getting back to stage options, so we'll touch on that a little bit later. But yeah, move, it's not really that crazy. Oh, and if you do the slime version, you go up way higher and way faster, which is going to be a good thing to use for when you're trying to get back to stage. Just see the difference, literally about half distance, and it's way faster. So other one is going to be the side special. Side forward special. When you use this, it is a 4-part, and you can cancel it at any point. So you can use this, like if someone's blocking it, you can literally mash all 4 if you want to, or you can stop at 1 or 2, go for a grab. You can do something else afterwards. But when you do this, normally you are, oh damn, didn't even mean to do that. Normally you are just locked into the end lag of it, the recovery. You cannot press anything afterwards unless you are going to go and try to burst it. So just keep that in mind as well. I really don't go for the move too much. I'll kind of throw it out like here and there if like someone's blocking, just see if I can get them to break the shield or whatever. Well, drop the shield, and then maybe I'll go for a grab or something like that. But I don't really use too much. It's not really one of my go-to things. especially if I have cheer. It's definitely not one of my go-to things. I like to use the neutral. I actually like to use neutral if I have cheer meter, which is going to be the other thing we're going to talk about. So here, special neutral, you throw out a fist, you know, can clash with other projectiles. Travels kind of slow, not really nothing too crazy. When you get the sheer meter version of it, it goes faster and it's blue, like I said earlier. And I'll actually just show you guys. I'll show you, why not. Oh, also when you get the cheer version of the up special, it has like a little bit of an animation difference, and you go just a tiny bit further. I wouldn't rely on that to get you backstage though. It's not really that too crazy. Alright, so neutral special. As you can see, faster, does a little bit more knockback, and you can, instead of like having it where you might knock someone back, like let's say if I knock her back with the light forward and she's like on the ground or whatever, or I do the dash and she's like further away from me, I could use the special charge for, I could use the cheer version of the special neutral, and it'd have a better chance of hitting or whatever, hitting them before they try to get up after the knockdown and stuff like that. So that's normally what I like using it for, just scenarios like that. I don't really use it for the special forward, or I don't use it on the special down. But yeah, this one's good, just projectile, pretty nice switch up if you try and do the off stage, trying to get somebody, you can jump up, throw the projectiles, throw this one out. Kind of good, I like it. Other thing that she has in her kit is going to be the little stun that she can do, which is going to be her special down. You can do this in the air, you can do it on the ground, it doesn't matter, but when you do it, you are locked into the animation. Nice theme that you see across all these special moves. You are absolutely locked into it, and as you can see right there, if it hits, it's not like a thing where it's like instant, like the moment you cast it or whatever, but when they are hit by this purple thing, they are stunned. And it is just enough time for you to try to, you know, go for a grab. You can go for a charge attack. You can go for a downline. You can do a lot of things off of this. It is a cool little setup tool that you can use. I personally like to use it sometimes when they're stacked on top of me, and let's say that they are in shield or whatever, they're in shield or whatever, and I can throw this out, try to get a stun. And also, if you meter burn it, you get a way longer stun, which can let you sit here and charge up for a little bit and then go for an attack. And like I said before, with this special, with the cheer version, it's just a longer stun, just like using the meter burn version. So if I had to choose between any of these using the cheer, I'm probably going to use it on the special neutral, because it at least has a little bit of variety, because you can do that, or you can meter burn it for the big fist, or you can use the cheer version for a faster fist. I think it has a little bit more variety to it, and it's a little more of a positive, that I can have off that than using the, my bad, using this. But this move, cool if you can hit it. Just be mindful of the little hitbox on it, and be mindful of how long someone is stunned off of doing it, just so you are ready for the follow-up. And if you are going to hit this, then yeah, you have pretty much all the time in the world to do whatever you want to do to your opponent. And yeah, that is all the special moves. We covered all the special move, all the cheer meter, all that stuff. So let's talk about moves to avoid. So like I said before, there is this guitar that has certain hitbox things on it, right? Certain little hitbox things on it, and I think my game just froze. Oh my god. Yep. Alright, I'll be right back. Game froze. Alright, now we're back. Moves to avoid. Like I said before, the light air down. Let me go into the frame by frame here for you. And never mind, we don't have hitboxes on. I wish, very small thing, I wish that the settings saved after leaving training mode or whatever. And I hope that after this next update, this is currently the 1.2 update, I hope that we can get some stability improvements or something for this training mode. So like you see here, on the light air down, you can spike off this move. You need to hit tip of the guitar or whatever. You hit the tip of this guitar and you can spike with it. Cool move. If I'm gonna be real with you, it's not really something I would advise you to do, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't really advise you to do this, because getting back, maybe you're standing like right here, you're trying to do it or whatever, it's pretty hard to try to get this, and at least to me, I can't really hit it consistently. I can't really get it consistently, or at least I couldn't get it consistently in a match. Let me change that. I couldn't get it consistently in a match. So I would try to do it on stage. I wouldn't try to do this to spike or whatever, but you can get it all on stage. You can get like a little spike, and you can follow up with that with a couple of moves. You can do a couple different moves with it, depending on what percentage your opponent is on. But yeah, overall, this isn't one of the moves that I would say you're using all the time. Like, this is something that you're gonna throw out every single time or whatever, but especially just how the move just behaves in general. But if you are able to hit the tip of that guitar every single time, then you do that. You have some pretty cool follow-ups that you can do from that. Like I said, if you can't do that, then you go for it, but it's not really something that I recommend you to do. So, other move, this move, charge down. Charge down. Personally, I just don't see myself using this if I'm using this or whatever. It has a little bit of a wider hitbox than using the up charge. It has a little bit of a wider hitbox than it. Like that hit from right there, right? This also hits from right there. This hits from about out here. But I could also just do like a light forward. I can also throw out a projectile or whatever. I can also just do my light neutral combos. I can do it down light. I can hit from the same range essentially. The only difference is that it's gonna be behind you. That's really the only thing. You can still get this same range by doing a lot of other moves. And if I am doing it because they're stacked on top of me, I can do the light up charge. And light up charge, based on my experience, is just a more reliable kill option. So yeah, not really a move I would use. Light air neutral. This move in particular, I have a problem with it just because it's pretty finicky sometimes. There's also a bug with it where your light air neutral cannot work sometimes. Literally, like, you just won't hit it. I don't have gameplay of it right now. Actually, no, I do. It'll be up on the screen. There'll be gameplay of it, I think, because I was trying to record this earlier. And basically, there's bugs sometimes where you can have someone in this, and it will just not hit at all. Like, it'll just be like the move doesn't exist or whatever, and the person's not in it. I don't know what's going on with that. It's just a little bug with the move, just to let you know. But also, other problem with the move is just that sometimes your people can fall out of it. And especially if they are a smaller character, like, you probably won't see it. You won't see it on here, because it's Ember and like this is a taller character. But if you're playing against like a LT Gray, you're playing against a Rocco, you're playing against Angry Beaver, you're playing against any of these smaller casts, then this move, they can just fall out of it. They can just fall out of it or whatever. And then also just depending on where you hit it from. Like, depending on where you hit it from, they can just fall out and stuff. So, not really a move that I would recommend to use all the time or whatever. Sometimes you can get some reliable things off of it. Like, you can get a down light into it. A down light into, oh, actually, let me turn this on. And you can get something like that, and then you can follow with like a light dash or something like that. But overall, this isn't really one of the moves. Like right there, you can fall out if you, because you can also still control yourself as you're doing the light air as well, light air neutral. So yeah, not really a move that I would use. Yeah, other than that, other than these, oh no, light up. This move, if you're using it on smaller opponents, it's not gonna hit, so don't even worry about it. This is one of those moves that's just not gonna hit the smaller opponents or whatever. You use it against the bigger targets, against the smaller ones, nah, it's not hitting, bro. So that, just be aware of this. And also, if you're trying to do that, sometimes it can drop, depending on just how you hit the move or whatever. Sometimes it can drop and you won't get the full thing, like right there. Like right there, as you can see, perfect example. Sometimes you just won't hit everything. So a little bit of a inconsistency on the move. So just remember that or whatever. Is there any other moves? The dash is pretty good. You can use this to follow up off a lot of things. No, there's not really any other moves. I'm being honest. There's like no other moves. Every other move is, her kit is solid. It's just there's some things that you can do. Some moves, they can be pretty much used by other moves. That's pretty much the whole thing. Some moves you can just filled up by another move that you can use in its place, or there might be a different option. Just, I guess, just depends on the player and all that. But yeah, like right there, light up just falls out. The only good thing about this move is that you can cancel it into the up charge, and you can follow up with like a light up air, or you can do this and then meter burn it into a special up air. There's a lot of things you can do off of it, off of a light up charge. But man, yeah, so that is going to be those. And now let's talk about Ember's biggest weakness. It's going to be getting back to stage. So getting back to stage, that's about as far as you're going to get doing her normal recovery. As you can see, let's drop down a little further. Let's do just a little bit further. Yeah, you're not making that back. So make it back to stage. If you hit horizontally all the way out here, there's a couple things you can do. You can do a slime dash, but you don't know how to do a slime dash. You press the slime button and your dodge in the air, and you will do a slime dash. When you do a slime dash, it's going to take a bar from you, as you can see, and when you do it, you have a no end lag off of it, so you can literally cancel it into anything, as you can see, like right there. So you can do it into literally anything, so just remember that. So if you're slime dashing onto stage, then you can do like this. You can slime dash and do, oh my bad, wrong move. You can slime dash and do a charge up air. You can slime dash and hover a little bit even further and do a charge down. So that is going to be one way for you to cover horizontally. Another thing that you've seen right there is doing the charge down. I like to use this to stall a little bit in the air. You can do the same thing with this one. I just like using the charge down. Here's the one I just use the most of the time or whatever. It's not really a reason to it. Just depend on the situation. I mean, you could literally use either one, but it depends on the situation a little bit. They're like on you, then you probably want to use this. Just keep in mind that they will get sent upwards. And yeah, after that you can pretty much do that, and then, oh wait, no, didn't mean to do that. Didn't mean to do the slime version. But you can do that and then follow up with the up special. But try to just keep in mind of the options that you do have when coming back to stage, because the recovery is so bad. And if you're all the way down here, sorry to tell you, you are going to have to burn some meter to get back. There's like literally nothing else. You're going to need to burn that meter to get back from all the way down there. And if you are too far, you just might not make it back. If you are too far and you're not reacting fast enough, you're probably just not gonna make it back. So just keep that in mind. She does have a couple of options, but this is going to be her biggest weakness. Easily, her biggest weakness is just gonna be getting back to stage and taking backstage. That's probably going to be your biggest weakness. So as long as you're able to keep stage control and consistently make it back, you can win back by getting so much damage off of her little combos that she does do. You can follow up on so many moves so easily. You can keep the pressure so easily playing this character. Oh my god, I hate this character sometimes. But yeah, so kill moves, charge up. That's going to be one of the kill moves that we're going to use. Very, very good move. Another good move, charge forward. You can hit them from a little bit of an extended range. There is no sweet spot on it, so as long as you hit the move, that's literally all that matters. This is going to be if you're kind of stacking somebody or whatever, you're catching them falling, this can kill. You can also burst this into what this can be used from bursting from a bunch of different moves. Charge forward. You can use these to follow up when someone's, like, let's say they're on ledge like this, or if they're on the ground, then instead of trying to follow up on this, you can try to do this. Let me see. I'll show you a good example. Oh, well, my bad. That would be more for this, but at a lower percentage. You can do a lot of things off of this downlight, by the way. Like, you can do a lot of things, bro. But yeah, you can do a charge forward off of a downlight if you just space it right. You can do that, or you can follow up for a charge up. That's just depending on where this depends on where they're gonna land, because different percentages they can go a little bit further behind. Like right there you can see if she was gonna go behind me or whatever. So yeah, just depending on where you hit or whatever, so just be ready to follow up on it. But that's gonna be another kill move. Other kill move, crazy enough, is this right here. You hit somebody off stage with this, and it's probably like out here, they're probably dying. Like, it's probably over for them. Let's be pro. They get hit with this, it hits them for 15 damage, and it does some pretty good knockback. Yeah, they're probably fucking dead, bro. And if they are a character that can make it back to stage, like you're playing against a Jenny, you're playing against an April, something like that, then you can try to hit it. Like I said, you can hit it like this. So right when they're coming up, they get hit by this, and there's literally nothing they can do about it. Well, maybe Jenny, because she can try to dodge over it or whatever, and you can try to make her run out of fuel, or if you're feeling ever so bold, try to jump down one of those. But yeah, very, very good move, very, very good kill move. And yeah, out of all the kill moves, I think that's really it, at least that I use. And then obviously the spike, I mean, that's also going to be a very, very early kill move. You can just set up off of that, like how you seen right there, just be fucking around. You can set up off of that, get an early kill on certain characters that just don't have good recoveries, spike them into oblivion. And yeah, those gonna be the moves that I use. Those gonna be the moves that I use to kill the majority of the time. Everything else kind of sets up into these moves that you can use to kill. And now let's gonna talk about some strings or combos that I like to use. So actually we'll keep it at 30. So one that I do like to do, depending on the character, is it's going to be this one. I like to do the downlight into a nair, but it's kind of, well, actually no, let me change that. Depending on the size of the character you're playing against, so you're playing against someone that is a little smaller, like LT Gray or something like that, then after this, after your downlight, it's going to drop. It's going to drop. So instead, you can do something else, like, let's turn it back to 0. Instead of doing that, you can do something else like the neutral. You could do the You could do the light up charge and follow that up into a nair. You can then do the charge up air if you feel like it, or you can follow into a bunch of moves off of it. But main thing, oh, also another thing that I like to do is this. Also, bro, why do they do that? Why do they sometimes just burst? Very random thing, but why do they do that sometimes? So another thing I like to do is like do the nair and then try to follow that up, like I said right there. Nair sometimes just doesn't do it. But yeah, sometimes I like to get a nair in the bigger characters. Bigger characters like to get a nair and then do a light up and then burst it into a charge up, and then you can follow that up however you feel, because it's either light air up or charge if you're trying to charge it a little bit, or you can even follow up with you can burst that and follow with a special up. There's a bunch of different things you can do off of it, but I do a bunch of moves off of this. And then like you see right there, you can follow up with, they're on the ground, you can follow like a light forward, you can follow with a neutral special. They're a little far away, like do a neutral special. Or you can jump up and do a charge up air. One of the things I like to do is this one. Doing the downlight into a nair, into a light dash, and off the light dash, you have a couple of options of being honest off a light dash. You can sit there and jump up and do this, or you can run up and do a charge forward. You can try to go for a spike. The light dash, I mean the dash in general is just a really fucking good, really good move, trying to catch up, just trying to catch up to them, like right there. A very good move. But yeah, honestly, I'm going to, off the top of my head, these are like some of the things that I like to do. I think that she has a lot of moves that kind of just flow together very well. At this point in the video, I'm just gonna be having clips of different things I like do with the character, different things I like do in match or whatever. So it'll be like a bunch of things that I do in a real match that I'm probably not gonna explain very well here. I'm not gonna explain very well here, but here's some of the things that I like to do and just some of the follow-ups I like to go for. Like I said, a bunch of stuff kind of just flows together. You can pretty much just do light up air off of any juggle that you're trying to do. You can follow that up into a charge up air. You can, if they're falling towards the ground, you can try to catch them with a up charge. If you know you don't want to do that and you want to juggle them a little more, you can try to do a charge neutral. There's a bunch of things that it can flow into together. And off the top of my head, I'm not really remembering. I'm drawing a blank at the minute, and so just gonna be showing it on screen. But yeah, I'm gonna let this play for a little bit, and if you enjoyed this guide, I would appreciate a like on the video. If you want to see more, then probably consider subscribing so you can see more Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 content. Man, I could not talk today. Yeah, more Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 content. And